Hi guys, I'm Rajnisha and I'm back with another topic of English grammar today. Before I go ahead, I must say that you all are welcome in my channel Knowledge Kent. Today we will be studying phrases and clauses, which are you can say the parts of sentence. Phrase and clauses are the parts of phrases and clauses are the parts of sentences. And when we study sentence and types of sentence, I had told you that I would be uploading the videos for phrase and clauses. So here it is about. So first of all, we'll come to know about phrase, and then we'll know clause. First, what is phrase, then the clause and their types also you will come to know through this video. So let's go ahead. You can see here in PPT that this phrase, okay, what is phrase? The definition itself is there: a group of words that does not make complete sense by itself is known as phrase. So the definition says that a group of words in sentence also, if you can recall and if you remember what is sentence, when we studied what I told you that a sentence is also a group of words. We know that a group of words is also sentence and also sentence. But here a group of words, if you talk about sentence, a sentence is a group of words which has complete sense in itself, right? It gives a complete sense. But here when you talk about phrase, okay, when you talk about this phrase, then it is also group of words but doesn't make complete sense by itself. Okay, phrase is also a group of words but it doesn't make complete sense by itself. Clear? So that is what phrase, that this is phrase. So now you have understood what is phrase. It has group of words. It may have 2 words, it may have 3 words, no problem, but it is not complete sense. It doesn't give complete sense like sentence. So the phrase is also divided into parts, different types. So the first is type of phrase. The first is noun phrase. What is noun phrase? We'll come to know. So we will come to know what is noun phrase. The phrase that has noun or pronoun as the main word is called noun phrase. So it is not pronoun phrase actually. It is said noun phrase, but it may have noun also, it may have pronoun also as main word. Okay, so that is called noun phrase. And I have already mentioned, if you can see here that I have already mentioned the example. My brother is here the main word. Okay, so that my brother, this is noun phrase. It has 2 words that can be said as group of words. The boy, here the boy is noun already, so that is noun phrase. The cat, that is also noun phrase. His pen, that is also noun phrase. Clear? Phrase, clear. Now the next one is verb phrase. If you talk about next one, that is verb phrase. So what is verb phrase? Yes, the phrase that has a verb on more than, printing mistake is there, typing mistake is there, sorry for that. But the phrase that has a verb or instead of on, it should be or. Okay, the phrase that has a verb or more than 1 words. Okay, so here also it should be words. Words means verb. Keep in mind, words means verb. As the main verb is called let me correct it. Sorry for this. Should be here also, it should be word. Okay, let me put properly. And here it is all. So what is if you see what is verb phrase is something, the phrase that has a word or more than 1 words. Okay, it should be words again. As the main verb is called a verb phrase. So in verb phrase, what will you see? That whether it may have 1 word or 2 words as main verb, or helping verb also can be there. That is called phrase verb. For example, can sing, can dance. Can is also verb, helping verb, and sing is main verb. Can is again can dance, is helping verb. Dance again main verb. Will is again helping verb, and do is again main verb. Anyway, it is used as helping verb also. Shall is again helping verb and go is main verb. Are is again helping verb and going is main verb. So can have 1 verb or more than 1. Okay, 2 words also can be as a verb. That is called phrase, verb phrase. The next we have prepositional phrase. What is prepositional phrase? Yes, the phrase that begins with preposition. The phrase that begins with preposition is called a prepositional phrase. Very easy. That the word which will begin with a preposition, okay, that will be known as prepositional phrase. Like at home, at is preposition, right? We have already studied. If you have not studied, you can see my previous videos. I have already uploaded about preposition. What is preposition? So preposition, at is preposition, in is preposition, on is preposition. So these are preposition. At home, so it will be prepositional phrase. In the classroom, that is prepositional phrase. On the table, that is also prepositional phrase. The next is adjective phrase. Okay, so the phrase that describes a noun and a pronoun is called an adjective phrase. Okay, the phrase that describes a noun or a pronoun is called an adjective phrase. We already know about this, that adjective means it describes noun and pronoun. So obviously the phrase adjective phrase will also describe noun and pronoun. For examples I have not mentioned over here. So you can say like good boy. If you say good boy, obviously that good is adjective and boy is noun. So noun is being described by good. So that is adjective phrase. If you go ahead now, the next is adverbial phrase. Okay, the adverbial phrase. Let me put this spotlight here. Adverbial phrase. The phrase that has an adverb as the main word is called an adverbial phrase, just like preposition, okay, or verb phrase you can say. Adverbial phrase, that the phrase that has an adverb as the main word is called an adverbial phrase. Like very slowly, okay. So main word is adverb, that slowly, that is adverb, okay. Again very is also there. Too smoothly, again smoothly, that is verb. So as a main word, adverb is used and that is called adverbial phrase. So this is what the types of phrase. There are more. Let me go ahead and I'll be showing you next. So these were the types of phrase and types of phrase. I hope it is clear to you that what is phrase and what are the types of phrase. So now we will be going ahead with clause. Okay, clauses. So once again we will recall, after we study clause we will recall this phrase also. Now the next, as I said, that next we have clause. What is clause? So clauses. Now a clause, you can see here the definition. A clause is a group of words that with the subject and predicate. Again group of words. Here you can see again group of words. So as I said, in sentence also group of words, in phrase also group of words, and in clause also group of words. Okay, what is the combination? What is the connection among them? Yes, a sentence is a group of words which has complete sense. A phrase is a group of words that doesn't give complete sense, because that doesn't have a subject verb combination. Okay, you can say that doesn't have subject and verb with it. But here in clause again we have group of words but with subject and predicate. It is clear, with subject and predicate means it will have subject verb combination. Okay, a clause will have subject verb combination, so that is called clause. Now the clause is just, you can say a clause may be a sentence. Okay, it may give you complete sense also, or it may not. Why? Because it may be the part of sentence also sometimes, or it may be a complete sentence also. For example, it is usually a part of sentence. It is already mentioned, it is usually a part of sentence. As I have already said that phrase and clauses are the parts of sentence. Subject in a clause may be hidden but verb will always be there. These are the points which you have to keep in mind, that subject in a clause may be hidden. Hidden, it doesn't mean it doesn't have, it has, but verb will always be there. If you talk about hidden subject, now mostly you will find in imperative sentence. When you study imperative types of sentence, you had studied imperative sentence. Sorry, let me write properly. You had studied imperative sentence, where what happens that we simply command, we order, we request, like please give me a cup of tea. So here if I am asking anybody, I am requesting anybody, so obviously that person is in front of me, that person is the second person, so obviously what subject can I use? You as hidden. So that is hidden but it is there. Okay, so we have to keep in mind is that the subject in a clause may be hidden but verb will always be there. So a clause has always a group of words and with subject and predicate, means with a proper subject and verb combination. It may or may not have complete meaning. I have already said that clause may give you a complete sense also, and it may not give you complete sense. Okay, it may have complete sense and sometimes it may not. Why? A clause is made up of one or more phrases. Okay, now the phrase The clause, phrases are the parts of clause. You can say in simple way it is just like a chain. Phrases are the parts of clause and clauses are the parts of sentence. Okay, why? Because here it is mentioned a clause is made up of one or more phrases. Okay, let's take an example. For example, I said please give me a cup of tea. So give me, if I say give me, that is also a phrase. Okay, and if it's a cup of tea, that is also a phrase. So here two phrases together with has made a clause. Okay, that is complete sentence, that gives complete meaning. Okay, so complete meaning it is coming. Now I said that instead of me it should be may. It may or may not have complete meaning. Okay, let me remove something. It may or may not have complete meaning. So when you talk about it may have complete meaning, so you can say that I will go. If I say I will go, it is complete sentence, it has a complete meaning. But if I say until you come, if I say until you come, so here that is not giving you complete sense. Okay, why? Because it is always what will you see that in phrase, sorry, in clauses are of two types that will come to know. So that is divided into parts. So if I say until you come, that is not complete sense, that is not complete in itself, so that is incomplete. But then also it is clause. Okay, and clause is made up of one or more phrases that we have known. Now the types of clause, when you will study, you will come to know about how it is giving complete sense and how it will not be complete. Okay, so here we have the types of clauses. Let's go ahead with it. Types of clause. Here the types of clause, that is main clause. The first one is main. It is divided. Clauses are divided into two parts. The first is main clause and the second is subordinate clause. So the main clause can also be called independent clause or principal clause, you can say. So main clause is also known as independent clause or principal clause. And if you talk about second, subordinate clause is also known as dependent clause. Clear? So the first of all we'll come to know about main clause. What is main clause or independent clause? Obviously, just now we studied that a clause may give a complete sense, obviously. So the subordinate clause or main clause or independent clause. Okay, sorry. Main clause or independent clause or principal clause. A clause that makes complete sense on its own is known as the main clause. Just now I said there are some clause which has a complete sense. Okay, so those are known as main clause or independent clause. For example, I have written a sentence. She wrote a letter. This is complete sentence. She wrote a letter. Second is he spoke to her. That is complete. That gives a complete sense. Okay, so this is what? Main clause. Just next to it is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause, what is it? A clause that does not make complete sense on its own. A clause that does not make complete sense on its own is known as dependent clause or subordinate clause. Clear? So it will not give you a complete sense by itself. It always depends on main clause. Remember that subordinate clause always depends on main clause. It needs help of main clause to complete its meaning. Okay, so it is incomplete always. They have subject and verb combination, but they do not make complete sense. Okay, they also have subject and verb, but they will not make complete sense. If you do not talk to me, I have written an example. If you do not talk to me, that is subordinate clause. Okay, so already here one conjunction is added that makes it incomplete. Okay, you do not talk to me, that is okay, that is complete. But if is added, so because of that, because of this conjunction, it has become incomplete. Next is because he likes her. Because he likes, again conjunction. This conjunction makes it incomplete. And so I have not put full stop also here, by mistake it is there. So it is incomplete. Okay, so these are the types of clauses. Hope it is clear to you, and you will be able to solve questions. You will be able to use it while speaking and writing in proper way. So that's all for today, and as I said, we will recall phrases. So again, phrase is a group of words which doesn't give a complete sense and that doesn't have a subject verb combination. Clear? But a clause is also a group of words but it has subject verb combination. It may give you a complete sense or it may not, depends on. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.